Fate, timing, luck, call it what you want, but for Lakeville's Nils Gulbrandsen, he's just grateful to have the chance to thank the people who saved his life.
Nils,
Derek,
you're okay.
If you look close enough,
I'm more than okay.
you'll find miracles
Hey, Scott.
Buddy.
Good to see you, man.
You too.
Thank you.
everywhere you look.
Hi,
I'm Sierra,
Scott.
his wife.
This is my wife.
And for Nils Gulbrandsen,
Thank you.
March 19th
The last thing I remember
is a day full of them.
was the second half started.
The 25-year-old was playing in his weekly men's league soccer game that night
And by that point, you were laying on your back, weren't recovering, started to turn a little purple.
when all of a sudden he went into cardiac arrest.
Couldn't feel a pulse, so we started CPR for probably 6 minutes.
That's when opponents Derek Eklund and Scott Hunter
Derek was more on point, I would say.
Okay.
quickly became Nils' biggest teammates.
I didn't
Those teammates,
see myself on the floor.
miraculously, both work in the medical field.
And then luckily someone brought in an AED.
The M Health Fairview Sports Center also miraculously contained AEDs.
You stopped breathing again, lost your pulse, and we did have to use the defibrillator. A couple more minutes of CPR, and again, you started breathing again, getting more color back.
By the grace of God, you guys were there and you came over and you saved my life.
Nils was diagnosed with arrhythmogenic right ventricular cardiomyopathy.
And you got a little bit of a life-saving device in there in case.
Yes, right. I have an SICD with a little wire that's not this wire, of course, going up my sternum,
A rare genetic condition
monitoring me 24/7.
that affects the heart's right ventricle.
If anything if there's irregular beats, if there's whatever, it'll just shock me back. Is the rest of my life going to have to change probably a little bit? But I mean, I'm grateful because I'm alive,
And that's
right?
a miracle.
I'm here. Can I give you both a hug again, though?
Absolutely,
Absolutely,
man.
of course,
Bring it,
man.
man.
Thank you.
You think, what if they weren't there? But they were there. And so I am eternally, forever, just beyond grateful.
This is something, all of us are going to share forever, you know.
In Woodbury,
And I'm not going to forget this.
Will Hall, KARE 11 Sports.
It was a team effort that, hey, we get the outcome that we needed, and thank God you're here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nils, Scott, and Derek all quick to point out and spread the message to go get CPR certified. And if your facility or office building doesn't already, push to have an AED on site. You never know when they'll be needed.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, get to know what a defibrillator is.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. There's also, we should mention, a GoFundMe for Sierra and Nils for their medical expenses. We have that link for you online right now at KARE11.com.
Wow, great story, Will.
It's all Porter. David Porter, our photographer. He's so good at what he does.
But the best
It's all him.
outcome you could possibly ask
Yes.
for in this kind of situation. How
Yes.
scary.